Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 90-day challenge live stream. Just checking on our tech right now, getting up on YouTube and Facebook, making sure everything is going. Um, if you guys that are here on Zoom, if you can just write in the chat if you hear me all right, I would appreciate that. All right, Anonymous Mouse says I hear you fine. Fatima, hello. Gavin, hello. Eric, hello. Hi, guys. I'm curious to hear where you guys are coming from. Where are you and which language you're studying? Would love to hear that. So I am in Cleveland, Ohio, USA, and I'm studying Spanish. I learned Spanish a few years ago when I was living in Colombia, but it's been a while, and I'm going to Mexico in November. So I'm using this challenge as an opportunity to get back on my Spanish studying and get it to a point where much better than I was ever at before because I wasn't using Link. So then when I go to Mexico, I'll feel real comfortable. All right, let's see here. We got Chime from Israel learning Russian, Gavin from Colorado learning Mandarin, Fatima from Sudan improving Korean, Eric from North Carolina studying French and Spanish. That's awesome. A lot of people studying multiple languages at once. Let's see. Naya, I think I'm saying that right. Naya Ivanovna from Bulgaria studying French. Anonymous Mouse from Alabama studying Korean. Farachi from Lagos, Nigeria studying German. Henan, I believe that's Henan from Brazil studying English. Welcome, guys. It's awesome to have you. So, yeah, welcome. This is the start to the 90-day challenge, 90-day language learning challenge. So how this is going to go, we're going to be doing live streams every Wednesday for all of September, October, and November. And this first one, I will introduce the challenge, discuss the rules of the challenge. They're pretty simple, but and then I'm gonna show which languages did the best in the last quarter's challenge, and then we're gonna discuss some barriers to success and strategies for overcoming those barriers to help you succeed. So yeah, come on in. Let's see, people. We are live on YouTube. Let's check Facebook. Henan says, I'm the first American to pronounce name correctly. Well, I'm glad to hear that. All right, let's check out Facebook. Yeah, if you guys don't follow Link on Facebook and YouTube, our team is putting out really awesome content on language learning all the time. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen that, but if you haven't, go ahead and follow us on YouTube and Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the socials. We're there and putting out great content. I just X'd out of it here, guys. Bear with me. All righty. So for those of you who are new to Link, like I am kind of, language learning is a daunting challenge. It's a daunting journey, and it can seem like, where you are now and where you want to get to, it can seem like a very far. Sorry, Chaim just wrote, "You have a nice Canadian accent, by the way." I will take that. My boss is Canadian, so um, awesome, guys. Yeah, Link is based in Vancouver, Canada. So a lot of our team members, including the founders, are Canadian. But yeah, so language learning can seem daunting, and where you are now and where you want to get to be, it could, that's a long journey. And what's really important is that along that journey, you get these little wins. You want as many little wins as possible. And what's awesome about Link is that you can very clearly see how many words you know now. And as you're studying, as you're learning with Link, um, increasing that known words number and then increasing the links that you create, you get this really good feedback on, the progress that you're making, which is super important in language learning. And, with Link, it's not like a lot of other apps out there where, there's one set path and you have to follow it, which can get really boring. Especially, I like to choose the kind of stuff that I'm studying with, the content that I'm choosing. And Link is amazing for that. We have guided courses and lessons that you can follow. If if you want to choose that path, there's options for that. But also you can, um, create your own lessons from YouTube, Netflix, wherever, which is awesome. That way you're actually enjoying the process of learning, which is so important if you want to, stick through it, to be able to get to where you want to go. So that's a little introduction to Link. And I'm a new face to a lot of you. My name's Tommy. I started working with Link last month, and my role is the head of learner success, which means my job is to help you guys be more successful with using Link and in your language learning journey in general. So a big part of that is these challenges. With these challenges, like I said, having those micro goals are so important for learning. So you have something to strive for. Steve, in another video, Steve was talking about how, when you throw a ball to a dog, it gets a very clear sight. Okay, and then it goes for that. So you keep your mind on something that is very attainable, whereas the general desire to learn a language may seem unattainable or very far off. So this 90-day challenge is a really good opportunity to set your eyes on a goal and go after it. So with that being said, I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and we will get into the challenge, board. So I'm right here in the web app. Let me enlarge that. So I'm right here in the web app. I'm going to go over into over here in challenges. And if you're on the mobile app, you just go to, you're going to click the More tab and then click Challenges, and you'll be able to find it there. Active challenges. So we got two challenges really for the 90-day challenge. There is the regular challenge. So I'm learning Spanish, so I'm in here, and the 90-day challenge, not the hardcore challenge. And you can do both at once, but the 90-day challenge, the goal for here is to hit your coins target. And you get coins by creating links, by increasing your known words count, by listening to lessons, and by reading lessons. So doing any of those will increase your coins. And for this 90-day not hardcore challenge, it's just hitting that coins target. So whether you accomplish that just by listening and just 24/7 you're listening, which you might do. I don't know, people do that in their sleep. But more likely than not, it's going to be a mix of all of these. And as you can see in my screen here, my links and known words account for the majority of my coins thus far. But we don't want to do that. But yeah, for the 90-day non-hardcore challenge, you just got to hit your coins target, and however you do that in whatever combination of known words, links, listening, and reading, that's what you can do. And you can see we got our leaderboard down here. I'm in 7th right now. Want to get that up. Sarita G520 already with 5,233 coins in the first day of the challenge, which is pretty awesome. So if you guys want to smack talk the other challengers in the board, you can do that. So that is the 90-day challenge. Now let's take a look at the hardcore. And if you guys have any questions, go ahead and type them in on Facebook, YouTube too. Go ahead and type them in. Right now, since I'm sharing my screen, I can't look at them, but later on, I'll get to those questions and I'll try to answer as many as possible. And if I don't get to your questions, we do have this forum page right here. You guys can type the questions in there, or I'll try to answer them after this if we don't get to your questions. And then in subsequent, in later live streams, we will maybe discuss, answer your question in more in depth if it's a common question. And you can always reach out to me. My email is thomas@link.com. You can reach out to support@link.com. We're here to help you guys all the way through this. So the hardcore 90-day Spanish challenge. For this, it's more granular. So there's, instead of just a general coins target that you got to hit, for the hardcore challenge, you have to meet all of these 5 objectives. So you have to hit the known words target. And right now the target is 546, and I've done 98 thus far today. So I have 3 more months to get those. You got to hit the links. You got to create this amount of links. You have to listen. You have to, so for learned links, for links learned, that means you created a link and then you progressed it from 1 to known. So with the when you're creating a link, I'll open up a lesson here to show you guys in case some of you may be new. So I just want to make this very clear. So let's load a lesson here. Okay, so here is a link. The yellow one. I need to learn English now. Okay, so right now it's a 2, and I can, as I review it, as I see it in another lesson, or as I review it in the review tab right here, review links. As I become more familiar with it, I'm going to increase its status from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 until I know it. And then boom, once you know that, then it counts here with this links learned. And you got to hit, so you got to hit your known words target. You got to hit your links target. You got to hit your links learned target. Got to hit your hours of listening target and words of reading. So, for listening, you can, I like today when I was making lunch and taking the dogs out, I'm listening to my Spanish lessons on my phone. So with a lot of that, you can kind of do it as you're doing another activity, whereas with the reading, you're very focused on that. So the hardcore challenge, you have these 5 different targets to hit, whereas with the regular 90-day challenge, it's just that coins part that you want to hit. So that is that. Those are the rules. If you guys have questions, please let me know. And now what I'm going to do is show which languages. I don't want to show you guys quick. All right. Which languages created the most links during the June, July, August challenge? Let's see if anybody. All right. So number 10, and again, this is just links created. Number 10 is Korean. Number 8 is Japanese. I think we skipped 9. Number 9 is Arabic. Sorry, sorry about that. Number 9, Arabic. Number 8, Japanese. Number 7, Chinese. Number 6, Italian. Number 5, English. Number 4, German. The bronze medalist is Russian. Silver medalist, second place, is French. And the language in last quarter's challenge that created the most links of all the languages that Link offers, over 45 languages, is Spanish. So there you have it. That's the language I'm learning now. So Spanish just got a little beefier. But if for those in the different languages, let's see if you guys can raise your language up. Okay, so if you're studying Korean, let's see if you can get Korean from 10th place to 9th place or even higher. But Spanish has a lot of users that are studying it, so it's kind of not fair in that sense. So here I'm going to show which languages created the most links per challenger. So that's instead of the total amount of links created by all the challengers studying that language, we're looking at per challenger on average who created the most links in which language. So number 10, Swedish. Number 9, Latin. Number 8, Chinese. Chinese is on there twice. Good for Chinese. Y'all are studious. Number 7, Arabic, also on there again. Number 6, Polish. My last name's Polish, so eventually I'll have to learn that. Number 5, Russian. Russian's on there again. Number 4, Czech. And the bronze goes to Norwegian. These strong Viking guys. Number 2 is Turkish. And the most links per user of any language in the June, July, August challenge was Finnish. So congratulations to those languages. And if you're not in those languages, let's see if you can help your language get better next time. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, guys. Let's see if we got any questions here. So Fatima asks, can we join 2 challenges for different languages? Yes. Yes, you can. You can join 2 challenges for different languages. You can join challenges for as many languages as you want. There's some users that are doing it for 3, 4, 5 languages. And interestingly, some of the most there was a few people in the last challenge that won, they got the most coins in multiple languages. So in subsequent live streams, we're gonna get on some of the winners of past challenges, and they're gonna come on in not this Wednesday, but in Wednesdays in the future within the next few months, and they're going to share with you guys how they use Link, how they find content, and different the different approaches they take. Because again, at Link we believe that we strongly believe that the learner should be in control of their own language learning journey. It's not like in school where there's one way and you got to do it. With Link, you are in charge, and that some people find that problematic. Some people find that troublesome because it's not there's not as clear of a set path. Again, you can follow the guided courses, but that's not what really sets Link apart. Is your ability to choose from many different lessons, the whole library of lessons, but also create your own content with the import feature. So I like to get videos from YouTube, and I know some people watch Netflix, some people read novels. We'll have people talking about these different ways of finding content in subsequent webinars. So you can, bottom line, yes, Fatima, you can join challenges from multiple languages. All right, so Janice on Facebook, she's English learning Italian. Welcome, Janice. Vadims from Latvia, learning Spanish. Hey, Español. Okay, bienvenidos. All right, I'm just gonna check YouTube real quick, guys. Okay. All righty. So I have a quick poll for you guys. For those on Zoom, you should see a few questions. Don't have to answer them, obviously. I'm just curious, and it will help us guide the remainder of this live stream. Basically, I want to know, what your goal is with language learning, because that'll help you keep motivated, and then discuss what are some of the barriers that might be holding you back from advancing, from progressing in your language learning. And then we'll take some time to discuss different strategies that we can take to overcome those barriers, so we're successful in this challenge and in language learning in general. So yeah, so the first question is, how long have you been using LingQ? 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, 6 to 12 months, or 1 to 3 years? Because some people have been using LingQ for a long time, and that's awesome. Some of you are just getting started, and no problem with that. And I'd like to know, do you use LingQ on website, mobile app, or both? I use it on both for different purposes. I do like, the forum is on the web. The forum is on the website, and it's the user interface for the forum much better on the web. And then in terms of doing my lessons and listening, I prefer it on the mobile app. And most of our successful users are using the mobile app too. So it's a good to try it both. And again, with I think you're noticing a theme here with LingQ. We want to give you tools for you to decide how you do things. So we don't want to keep you fixed in one way. All right, next question is, how do you find language learning content? Do you use the guided courses? Do you use the LingQ feed? You find content from YouTube, from Netflix, other websites? So it looks like so far we got a pretty split mix of people using all these different types: guided courses, LingQ feed, YouTube, Netflix, other websites. And next question, is this your first 90-day language challenge? About 80% of you right now, 83% are saying yes, it is your first 90-day language challenge. And a few of you know you've been here, done this before. That's awesome. You're back. We love to have you back. Because nobody's going to learn a language in 90 days. So it makes total sense to do these every 3 months. Number 5, why are you learning a new language? And check, all that apply. Connect. Do you want to connect with native speakers? Are you doing it for work, career, business? Are you learning it for your family? A lot of people want to learn the language that their family speaks, but they never learned it. We learned it for romance. My brother just got engaged to a Mexican girl, and he doesn't speak really good Spanish, so he's gonna be doubling down on that. Do you want to work out your brain? Learning a language is great for your brain. There's so many scientific studies that show how good learning a second and third language, etc., really improves your brain, and for longevity of as you get older, it keeps your brain really sharp. Do you like the culture? That's another benefit. Maybe you're just interested in the culture of the language you're learning. Food, dance, whatever it is. Do you want to travel? That's another big one. Do you want to read material without translations? So, for instance, reading Dostoevsky in Russian or Borges in Spanish. Do you want to learn more languages, become a polyglot, or do you want to broaden your perspective? So we got a pretty good mix here. A lot of people, a lot of people learning for work and career business. So that's pretty awesome to see. But a good mix here. And number 6, which of these is or are holding you back from progressing in your language learning? So a few different things that can hold us back in language learning. And sometimes it's not actually holding us back, but we're just telling us this in our head. So 1 is, I don't have time, I'm too busy. 2 is, I'm too lazy. 3, I'm not motivated. Some people just forget to study. Some people procrastinate, given to temptation, aka watch Netflix, scroll on Instagram, that sort of stuff. Why not use that time to learn? Do you get bored? Are you just not good at learning languages? That's what my mom says. She says, Tommy, you're good at learning languages. I'm just not good at that. And that's just a story that people tell in their heads. It's not true. Of course, nobody is born. I mean, babies can learn the language of their parents, but in terms of learning a second language, nobody is born able to do that. You have to work at it. And, the more motivated you are and the more tools you have at your disposal and the better approach you take, anybody can do it. I don't think I'm taking the right approach to learning. That's another one. I don't know where to start advance from here. Anybody like that? And then I get lonely. I don't have people rooting for me, pushing me, supporting me. So that's another big barrier. If you don't have at school, you have other people that you're studying with. You can get into study groups and support each other. Make fun of each other, or at least just have someone to be there doing it with you. And as more self-directed learners, when we're learning with an app, sometimes it can get lonely, and we don't have people that kind of understand what we're going through. So that's an awesome thing that Link helps you with. We have this community of language learners. You can get tutors. You can go on the forum and talk to people about getting support. So we got a good mix of people. A lot of people, I'm too busy. A lot of people, I'm too busy. 57% I'm seeing, I'm too busy. 14% I'm too lazy. 43% I'm not motivated. Nobody says they just forget. So that's interesting. Nobody just forgets, but 14% of people procrastinate or give in to temptation. So that's interesting. So that you're thinking, it's not like you just forget, but it is, you're thinking, I should probably do this, but I'm gonna watch Netflix instead. Well, with Link, you can get whatever, instead of watching Netflix in your native language, you can watch it in your target language, and then you can create a lesson on Link to study what's actually being spoken in Netflix. So that's pretty awesome. 14% procrastinate, 14% get bored, and then 43% lonely. And then our last question here is, can you think of some ways to overcome these barriers? 71% of people said absolutely yes, and 29% of people said maybe. So for you maybeers, we're gonna discuss this next. So I'm gonna share the results with you guys if you guys want to see that. Pretty interesting. Alrighty. So we got a question. How does the integration of Netflix work and how can we use this feature? Yeah, so I'll stop sharing this. So I'm going to share my screen again. So if you go into the into link, let's just go to the lessons. You want to download the link importer extension. So you can see right here I'm in on the you want to download this extension. So if you use Chrome, download the Chrome extension. If you use Mozilla, Safari, etc., download the importer extension. And then you're just going to go into Netflix, and I'll show with a YouTube video because it works exactly the same. So I'm going to open up this video from Steve. And so with Netflix, it's much simpler than YouTube because actually with YouTube, you need closed captions. You need captions to be able to do it. Spanish with real Spanish. But basically, log into Netflix and then open up the episode, whatever you're watching, and then you'll be able to click share. And then you're going to just find link. Once you download the extension, I actually don't have the extension downloaded. I just use it on my phone. But once you have the extension, then you'll be able to just click. It'll show link here, and then you just click that, and you can make a lesson. So, and we'll have another live stream that goes over specifically that. So if there's any specific questions people have in terms of how to find the content that you like to learn with, ask questions, and hopefully on another live stream we'll go more deep into that. So, all right, so let's discuss the different barriers to learning language and being successful in this challenge, in this 90-day challenge, guys. So I'm going to share my screen one more time, and let's discuss number one. I don't have time. I'm too busy. So for people that don't have time, you're too busy. Now this was a big one. I think this was the most common one that you guys wrote in about and said that this is one of your barriers. So if anybody wants to type into so if you had a friend that came over and said that they're trying to learn a language, but they're really busy, they don't really have the time, what would you guys suggest they do in order to overcome that barrier and progress in their language learning? So before I give my answers, I want to hear from you guys. Listen on their commute. That's a good one. You can, on your commute, you can listen. If you're riding a bus or train, you can read too and create links, do lessons. But if you're driving or biking or however, then you can put in your headphones or just turn on plug in your phone and listen to the lessons in that way. And like I said, while I'm making lunch, while I'm walking the dogs, I'll put on my headphones and listen. And then another one is so what you can do is kind of analyze your day and your week and how you spend your time. If you really do want to learn a language, then you want to make sure that you put in the time, and you want to make sure that you prioritize it and schedule it in advance. So, so every morning I'm getting on Link, instead of scrolling through Facebook or, watching kind of YouTube videos that are interesting, but it's not really improving my life. It's just kind of something to fill up the time and boredom. So for the past few days, I've been waking up, and not first thing in the morning, but once I sit down, I'm drinking water. Um, I I do a lesson on Link, create some links just to get that started throughout the day. And then I do it before I eat lunch, and then before I eat dinner, I'll also um, I'll also get on Link. Um, and that by that I mean just actually doing the lessons and creating links, as opposed to, the just listening, which you can fill in much easier when, during your commute and things like that. So I think it's a good idea to schedule it into your routine, or you might want to anchor it to different activities that you're already doing. So um, let's say you go to the gym every day. Maybe when you get to the gym, spend 10 minutes and do a lesson, or 15 minutes, however much you have during your commute. That's a good one. Really, the point is you want to schedule this. You want to build it into your day and plan ahead, because most likely, if you don't plan ahead, you're just gonna fill the spare time that you do have with, kind of meaningless things, as opposed to something that you're really committed to improving and learning. So those are my thoughts on being too busy. Let's see, did anybody write in? Huh? Okay. All right, let's move on to the next one, guys. So I'm too lazy. I don't know if anybody wrote that. Nobody would admit that. But obviously, some people do think, I'm just too lazy, and um, with that, if you can reframe it by thinking, by doing things that you actually enjoy. So however you like to learn, you should do that. Some people like speaking, some people don't like speaking, some people like listening to podcasts, some people like watching videos. So my suggestion is do whatever you enjoy, and that'll help you keep motivated, and not give up, and be lazy. I'm not motivated. This I put a little picture of a fire under the guy's butt. But yeah, so one of the things to increase motivation is to set these mini goals. So this is what challenges are great for. You have 90 days, and instead of instead of worrying about some very far off elusive goal way down the road, you set a 90-day challenge. Sorry guys if there's a dog barking in the distance. My mom got a new puppy, so she's loud sometimes. But yeah, setting mini goals, instead of having a very long elusive goal. You set a mini goal, go towards that, and then it's just good to uh, just talk with yourself, like why do you want to learn a language? And obviously you guys are ahead of the pack already for being on this and being users of Link. You've probably started about have probably already thought about that quite a bit. But yeah, having a goal, having a reason for doing something. If you have a reason for doing something, then you're much more likely to not, when things get tough, you're not going to just give up, or you're not going to get as bored as easily. You're going to be motivated. So having setting goals, also talking to other people. You know, look at the winners of past challenges. You guys can go into into the challenge page, look at that. And some people in their profile on link, they're sharing, um, very detailed breakdowns of their goals. So I saw one person uh, studying Korean, and she broke down like my 3 month goal is this, my monthly goal is this, and every week I'm going to do this, and every day I'm going to do this. Um, so it's very systematic the way she's approaching it. Now, not everybody wants to do that. Some people want to be more kind of carefree, and that's fine. Again, just do, you know, just do what you like to do. But be serious with yourself. Don't say that you want to learn a language if you don't actually want to learn it. Be honest with yourself. And if you truly do want to learn a language in a specific time, then you want to make sure that you are setting goals and keeping yourself accountable and engaging with the community to also hold yourself accountable. All right, I forget to practice. Nobody wrote that they just forget, so I'll just mention something briefly. An easy way to overcome this is just to put a reminder in your phone. With the link streak feature, will remind you if you're about to lose your streak, or if you went a day and you lost your streak, we'll remind you. But it might be good to just put in your calendar, whatever time that you want to practice every day. So I procrastinate or give in to temptation. This is an easy one. We have so many temptations these days. We have so much information on our phone, apps, games, group messages that are pinging every day, work, Netflix, YouTube, all that stuff. So one way to overcome this is to, again, use content that you enjoy. So, in Spanish, there's one of the courses called radialistas, and they make awesome content. Like the first one I heard, it started with a really funny anecdote, and it was super interesting. So I've been diving into that stuff because it's fun. It doesn't feel like work. So while I'm learning and improving in Spanish, it doesn't feel like work. It's fun. So if you can find those things that you enjoy and create lessons and do lessons, existing lessons that you enjoy, but also, create your own lessons that you enjoy. If you like to listen to music, make lessons from music. So do things that you enjoy. And another thing that is good is, if be comfortable when you're studying, sit in a comfy chair, drink some tea. If you like to drink beer, whatever, treat yourself when you're studying. Something that some people do is, let's say you might decide I'm only going to drink beer when I'm studying this language. So if that way you kind of your brain starts to think, okay, I really like beer, and then if you attach that to studying the language, then your brain is going to tell yourself, well, I really like this too. So there's a bunch of different tricks that you can use, but in general, make it enjoyable. And I'm just not good at learning language. That's something that none of you wrote. None of you answered that this was the case for you, but my mom, for instance, says this, and yeah, I think this probably comes down to a motivation thing, or maybe you had a bad experience in school, and yeah, I mean, with that, it's just like you need to try and find different ways of doing it, and talking to people that maybe like you thought they were bad at languages, but then they overcame that. So that's probably how to overcome this. I don't think I'm taking the right approach to learning. You guys are on Link, so you're taking an awesome approach. But I think a lot of people get discouraged learning languages in school. Maybe you studied a language for 5-6 years in school, but then when you went to the country, you couldn't really speak or you forgot it. And again, you know, uh, in school, in language schools, they tend to kind of drill grammar and memorization, and it can be boring. And actually, you once it's done, you don't really remember anything because you aren't connecting the school with kind of your broader life goals, which is not something that is likely to happen for Link users because you guys are taking it on yourself to learn. But also, with Link, we're learning a language from actual content, and we learn the words in the context of that content that we're seeing those words over and over within the content, so we understand it in context. We have meaning, which is much more likely to stick in our brain versus rote memorization. So at Link, you guys are taking a good approach, so congrats on that. I don't know where to start advance from here. With this problem, you not know where to start. So obviously we have the guided courses and the mini stories, which is a great place to start. And then if you're a little bit more advanced and you still don't know how to go about to improve, maybe you think like you're hitting a plateau, go on the forum, reach out to people, make a post and say, hey, I'm at this level, I'm studying this language, and I like to do this. Any advice for me on how to move from here to progress? Yeah, I mean, we're a community here at Link, so if you're going through a problem, the chances are very, very high that someone else has gone through that problem and they can help you out with that. And it's just good to meet people, make friends, practice language with people. I'm not sure what's going on with my slides here. Okay, here, last one. I get lonely. I don't have people rooting for me, pushing me, supporting me. Kind of similar, guys. We're a community here at Link, and we have the forum that you can see what other people have written. You can go to your challenge page and click on who's ever winning the challenge or whoever won past challenge. You can look at their profile. Maybe they've posted and shared about their journey, and maybe you want to reach out to them and ask for advice, or get on Facebook, YouTube, post, tell people about yourself or any struggles you're going with, or what you're looking for, and the people of the Link community will be happy to support and push you along and support you and solve any problems that you might have. Also, guys, what I would suggest doing is go into the forum, sorry, the challenge page. I'm going to share my screen one more time. Actually, maybe more times, who knows? Go into the challenge page and share with people. If you don't feel like you have support and you want support, tell your friends. I'm sure your friends would. I'm sure there's some people in your existing friend group on Facebook and Twitter, Instagram. You can email people, share them, tell them what you're doing with Link. A lot of them may be super excited. I think a lot of us sometimes we feel like we're alone, but a lot of times it's just because we haven't reached out yet. So I'm sure if you share that you're doing this challenge with your friends, some of them may be like, hey, go you, that's awesome. Or some of them might be like, wait, I want to do this too. So you can go into the challenge page and click these share buttons, these social share buttons, to share with your friends, and maybe some of them will join too. And that's awesome. It's good to good to meet new people in the Link community, but it's also good to bring in your friends along, your in real life friends along for the journey too. Um, so yeah, guys, would love for you guys to invite your friends and post in the, if we go into the forum here. So if I click on community, and here we have the forum. And I just created this new thread, this 90-day challenge thread. So I just posted my 90-day plan here, background, long-term goals, 90-day goals, and then plan to achieve that. And would love to have you guys comment in here about your plans, your goals, your background. If you have any questions, feel free to ask questions about how to use Link, questions about finding content, language learning questions in general, anything really, would be great to hear from you guys. So that's that, guys. That is the 90-day challenge. Again, these setting a mini goal, which is much more realistic and attainable than the far off goal of learning a language. So get your known words up, create more links, spend time with the language, as Steve says, and immerse yourself with reading and listening. And in 90 days, I'm excited to see how my Spanish progresses in 90 days. I think it can really get pretty good. And I'm excited to hear from you guys and hear how everything is going. So with that, if there's any other questions, please post in the chat. Got one question from Alka. Do you offer lifetime membership? We offer 12 months. 24 months is the largest membership that we offer now. I'm almost 100% sure 24 months is the longest membership we have, but maybe we'll introduce a lifetime membership. But yeah, you can go on 1 month, you can go on 6 months, 12 months. Most of our users are on 12 months, and you can go 24 months. Michael asks, is there going to be a recording of this as I missed some? Yeah, the recording is on YouTube and Facebook. So you can go to YouTube and Facebook and watch the recording. Another question, Farachi. I see myself repeating courses to freshen the knowledge of what I have studied. This action only reflects on the links learned feature and not on new links nor known words. Is there a way this is reflected that I don't know? Okay, so repeating courses to freshen the knowledge of what I've studied. Okay. This action only reflects on the links learned feature and not on new links nor known words. Yeah, so Farachi, if I'm saying that correct, if you're reviewing or if you're repeating courses, so you might, if you're listening to them, if you go into your playlist and listen, it'll count towards the listening. And then I'm not 100% sure if it counts as reading. I think it would count as reading. But yeah, and then if your links are going, if you're increasing the status of the links and marking them to known, then it'll count for known words. But yeah, not for links created. So yeah, I mean, I think Steve would recommend to not spend as much time on repeating lessons over and over and over until you have it 100% down. So he would suggest more to do new lessons and, you know, repeat lessons only till you know enough, to not stress about having to understand everything word for word. Because even in English, that's my mother tongue. If I'm reading some things, I might not catch 100% of things, but I get the general grasp of it. So it might be good to focus, to repeat lessons only until you have enough of it, say 60, 70, 80, 90%, to not stress so much about getting all the way to 100. But if you want to do that, that's fine. But yeah, it's not gonna reflect in the different metrics, besides if you're listening to it or increasing the links to known. So all right. All right, guys. So that is that. Good luck, everybody, on this 90-day challenge. Post in the forum. Let's hear how you're doing. And we're going to be doing these weekly live streams every week throughout the 3 months, throughout the 90 days. And what we're going to do is we're going to alternate the times during the week. So we have users all across the world, and people have different schedules. So we're going to do this late one in 2 weeks, and but next week it's going to be at a much earlier time for people in different parts of the world to get on there. So good luck, everyone. Happy Lincoln. Enjoy your language learning. You're in control of your language learning journey, which is awesome. So yeah, enjoy it, guys. Bye bye. Thank you.